Hello, royal people. It's good to have all of you back in here. This is your daily dose of royal news and analysis. First and foremost, before we delve into the details, would seriously like to thank all of you for the immense love and support you have displayed towards me. In case you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for, guys? Go ahead and press that subscribe button. Yes, do press the bell icon as well. And in case you enjoyed the content and wanted to be a part of our inner circle, we would like to have you, where we reveal everything going on behind the scenes, give early access, and pretty much connect with you on a level deeper than you would normally do. Check the link down in the description. And now, let's get started with the video. Just in. One mistake Prince Harry made right after he came back from the UK post-divorce has been reported by an expert. Following what happened after Prince Harry's most recent royal family visit, now a top royal expert is questioning how much King Charles III can trust his son, Harry. Thus, the current visit, intended to mend the remaining fences and patch lingering tensions, would appear to have done the exact opposite. However, according to the specialist, Harry's perception was too blunt, and by evoking old angers, he was only aggravating the situation rather than fixing it. However, it appears that every time he mentioned a tender spot, it only drove a wedge between them all the further. The analyst pointed out that, for example, it was not possible for King Charles to integrate properly his roles as a father and as a king. On the one hand, the royal dignity and history have to be preserved at great cost. On the other hand, there is a more difficult question: how to recognize his son's criticism, explain the so-called abandonment, and give in to his unpatriotic yet frustrated son while never undermining the monarchy itself. It would be challenging to do under any circumstances, but considering that Harry has always had harsh words to say about the family in his exposés, it is much harder to achieve. Harry's most recent memoir and his public airing of dirty linen would never allow King Charles to trust him fully. According to the expert, it was shown recently when Charles made a ceremonial appointment. By appointing Prince William to this prized military job, Charles was not only reverting the situation back to the traditional hierarchy, he was also making a clear statement about the heir's loyalty. This must show a severe blow to Harry. The royal instigation he wants to reform seems to have stopped him in finding a place to fit in every corner. This will remain as a growing dispute that will undermine the monarchy in the future. Harry has a long way to go to achieve a modern royal family, which is inclusive and open. It now doesn't seem easy to agree on anything that most royal supporters and royalists will bear. The Duke of Sussex, who was in the UK in a few days and had just been mentioned as having a brief meeting with the king that day, is not at all accurate, as he had been in contact with him in February. The issue, in fact, had attracted a lot of attention, as it was confirmed that on the same day, February 5, King Charles's palace announced his cancer diagnosis to the world. Harry had to literally fly over from La La Land to London to see his father, who was in Clarence House. In the last hours, he managed to see his family in California and fly back to the US in less than a day, sparking some criticism from royal muckiness. Then, upon his return, Harry made an appearance on Good Morning America. He said little about his meeting with the king, although just the fact that this interview took place so soon after his father was diagnosed was enough to stoke speculation. This led the public and the media to wonder just what does this all mean and how much consideration it will weigh on his already stretching fray with the rest of the royal family. The release paints an unflattering picture of trust, or rather the lack of it, as evinced by Harry's latest actions. The trust also extends top his wife, to be sure. Harry's latest antics in the middle of last month, when, following his dispense with his father in February, he leveraged the event to talk about the solidifying effect of serious illness around the Monner family circle, might have not gone down well, royal expert Richard Fitzwilliams said on Sunday via express.co.uk. Ralph makes things worse through the timing of his media engagements. Even if one were to care to posit the theoretically agreeable view about their content, it is near impossible to fault their structural effect of trying to keep the royal institution working, Fitzwilliams added. It makes matters more grievous all the more by showcasing the fact that he cannot be trusted with the workings on how and what he gets active. The most dangerous part remains that they cannot trust him to keep some information about the family he shares locked up in the family walls. And in this, they get double frustrated every step of the way, while the public is just as invested. Therefore, the lack of an appointed meeting with the king on his visit is an illustration of an underlying impossibility to bridge the two sides. You simply cannot have it both ways, and you cannot see two sides distance and expect them to try to make it work. This is an incredibly difficult issue Harry hasn't thrown himself into, and as of now he unliatated away. For King Charles, this is further complicated by the fact that he has had to monitor the family's image momentum while himself dealing with health challenges far from simple. The king's case of cancer is one of those causes that has exacerbated the phenomenon's emotional and psychological effects on the family structure, as well as being a thing that is difficult to wrap one's mind around. This swirling, endless strife's repercussions extend beyond individual suffering and call into question the modern monarchy's role and evolution. Some of the family's decisions and actions will be hot topics as it faces the turbulent days ahead. In summary, it is clear from the preceding paragraphs that the recent developments between Prince Harry and King Charles underscore some long-term difficulties that continue to challenge the Windsor family. A lack of trust and continuous public exposure of grievances fit into a complicated and many-sided media blowout. And with good cause, the monarchy divide has captured the world's attention. As a consequence, the royal family relations have been strained this year, particularly the couple's actions at the start of this year as they backed down as senior working royals. Also, the palace does not trust Harry and never has. That said, Harry appearing in Good Morning America was indeed positioned as a PR stunt, reinforcing the already strong thought that the palace and he were completely out of sync. Therefore, the conversation could not be spared as a publicity stunt to profess love for his family. Harry also used to be in the UK, albeit for a short period, to surprise visit Nigeria. According to reports, Meghan Markle, who had returned from Heathrow Airport, accompanied him on his visit. Surprisingly, the couple went to the airport and boarded the 7-hour flight to the African country. As the schedule in Nigeria is very tight, similar talks have been scheduled with schoolchildren regarding mental health in Nigeria and a quick visit to the defense headquarters in Abuja. Harry is to meet wounded servicemen on the 10th day, while Meghan will co-host an event on women in leadership with Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the World Trade Organization Director General, on the 11th day of May. Even though Harry and Meghan's approach to their royal title is open-ended, which move to pull is under high observation in both institutions that matters and trust and accountability to the public at large. Let me know your thought down in the comments what you think of the news. So make sure you wait and see if it's destined to be something. Finally, if you wanted to miss one of my hot royal updates like this one, you should subscribe, and I sure would hate for you to do that. So until next time, hasta la vista.